Hello, today we are going to discuss the lecture number 4 on symmetry and group theory. In this lecture, we will discuss about the group theory. This group theory is a mathematical part and it is very useful in the symmetry. Symmetry point groups. Definition and properties of a group. For a molecule, all the symmetry operations that can be applied to the molecule have all the properties of a group. Therefore, before we introduce the symmetry point group, the concept and properties of a group will be introduced first. When some elements have a certain kind of relationships and can be related to each other by these relationships, these elements can form a group. Now, what are the properties of a group? First property is closure. It means if two elements A and B are in the group G, then the multiplicity of these two elements C is also in this group. The second property will be associativity. All the elements in the group must satisfy the law of associativity, which can be expressed as bracket A, B, bracket C is equal to A, bracket B, C, bracket. Now the third property of a group is identity. The group must contain such an element E that ER is equal to RE is equal to R. So, in group theory, it refers to the operation identity E because any molecule or substance must at least have the symmetry element E. The fourth property of a group is inverses. If A is an element in the group G, there must be another element A inverse in group G that satisfies the condition A inverse is equal to A inverse A is equal to E. Usually we can write A inverse as B. It can be expressed as if A belongs to G and A inverse is equal to A inverse A is equal to E, then A inverse B, then B must belong to G. Group multiplication tables. If there are n elements in a group G and all of the possible n square multiplications of these elements are known, then this group G is unique and we can write all these n square multiplication in a table called group multiplication table. All the symmetry operations of a molecule can be written in the form of group multiplication table. There is a very important rule about group multiplication tables called rearrangement theorem, which is that every element will only appear once in each row or column. In group theory, when the column element is A and row element is B, then the corresponding multiplication A, B is the element of the group, which means B operation is performed first and then operation A follows. This is the group multiplication table. This is a 6th order group. So E, A, B, C, D and F. Similarly, in this column E, A, B, C, D and F. So the multiplication of E and E will be E, A and A will be E and A and B will be D. So this is the group multiplication table for all the 6 elements of the group. Now what is subgroup? We can find several small groups in the group. Multiplication table, for example, in the previous table, this G2 means group of the order 2, that is 2 elements E and A. So this is the group within the group. In the same way, there are also several small groups with orders 1, 2, 3 respectively. These small order groups that can be found in a higher order group are called subgroups. The number of elements consist a subgroup is called the order of a subgroup. The number of elements in a group is called the order of a group using a symbol H. The number of elements consist a subgroup is called the order of a subgroup using symbol G. From the previous two examples, we have H upon G is equal to K. So K is a whole number. Since the symmetry point group have all the properties of a group, there are also several subgroups that we can find in a particular symmetry point group, and sometimes we just use symmetry operations in one subgroup to apply to a system instead of using all the symmetry operations in group, which can significantly simplify the calculations. Class is another important concept in group theory, which provides a way to simplify the expression of all the symmetry operations in a group. This means that we do not have to write down all the symmetry operation in a group but combine some related operations. Instead, the following part will introduce the concept of classes and how to divide a group into classes. Now, the similarity, transformation and conjugate. So, if A and B are two elements in a group, X is any element in this group if X inverse A X is equal to B, then we can say that relationship of A and B is similarity transformation. A and B are conjugate. Conjugate elements have three properties. First property is every element is conjugate with itself. It means if A is the element and if we perform this operation, that is first X operation with A, then the X inverse operation with the resultant of AX, this will be equal to A. So if this A and this A are conjugate, so every element is conjugate with itself. B, if A is conjugate with B, then B is conjugate with A. If A is equal to X, B, X inverse, then B is equal to Y, A, Y inverse. So X and Y are the two elements, another elements, and A and B is also the elements. C, if A is conjugate with B and C, then B is conjugate with C. If X operation is carried out with B, then the resultant operation will be carried out X inverse A, and similarly A is equal to Y operation carried out with C, then the resultant will carried out with Y inverse. Then B is equal to Z operation C is equal to and Z inverse. Now we can define a class. A class of a group is defined as all the elements in the group that are conjugate to each other. How to determine the classes of a group? To determine the classes of a group, we need to apply similarity transformation to the elements in the group until all the elements are grouped into smaller sets. For example, there are 6 elements in a group C3V. The elements are E, C31, C32, sigma V dash, sigma V double dash. So this is the X. Now X inverse. The inverse of E will be equal to E. The inverse of C3 will be C32, and again the inverse of C32 will be C3. The inverse of sigma V will be sigma V. The inverse of sigma V dash will be sigma V dash, and the inverse of sigma V double dash will be equal to sigma V double dash. Because we always have this X inverse E, X is equal to E. E is always a class for any point group. So E is the class, separate class. Then apply similarity transformation to other elements in the group until all the elements are classified into smaller sets. Classes 6th order group, that is C3V group, and these are the various similarity transformations of all the elements of the group, and these are the classes of the group. In this, the E element is operated with every element and its inverse, then we will get the E element. So E is the separate class of any point group. Now these are the examples in which the C3 is conjugate with C3, C3 is conjugate with C3, C3 is conjugate with C3 by operating E, C32, and inverse of it is C3. This shows that every element is conjugate to itself. Now in these similarity transformations, it also shows that every element is conjugate to itself. But in figure 1, this is very important. In this we have shown that this C3 is conjugate with C32 by operating the C3 with sigma V dash and sigma V double dash. So C3 and C32, they belongs to the same class because they are conjugate to each other. Now in figure 2, we will discuss about the sigma V is conjugate with sigma V double dash and sigma V is conjugate with sigma V dash. So in these 3 figures 1, 2, 3, we have shown that this is the one class, and sigma V dash and sigma V double dash is belong to the another class. In this diagram, figure 1, figure 2, figure 3 as mentioned in the table, and we will show the here figure 1. In this figure we will show that C3 will be conjugate with C32. So this is the original structure of the molecule, and suppose this is the ammonia molecule and all the hydrogens are taken of different colors to distinguish between the hydrogens. This is yellow, blue and pink, and the plane passing through the yellow hydrogen atom and the principal C3 axis is the sigma V. The plane passing through the blue hydrogen and the sigma C and C3 principal axis will be sigma dash, and the plane passing through the pink hydrogen and this nitrogen and principal C3 axis is the sigma double dash. This is we have assumed these things. Now suppose this is the original structure. Now sigma V dash is performed first. So this is the plane passing through the C3 axis, and the blue hydrogen is denoted by sigma V. So by operating this sigma V dash, we will get this, means this hydrogen and this hydrogen will exchange to each other and this structure will be obtained. Now the C3 operation will be carried out. So if we operate C3 operation, then this pink will be here, yellow will be here, and blue will be here. Now on this molecule, if sigma V double dash is operation is carried out, that is the plane passing through the pink hydrogen and this C3 principal axis, then this will be obtained. So this will be exchanged. Yes, yellow will be here and blue will be here. So if we take this is the C32 operation from this 1 and 2. So this is the C32 operation. So by similarity transformation of this, we can say that C3 is conjugate with C32. Now if we take the figure 2, in which if first of all we take the sigma V dash. So this is the original molecule, and sigma V dash means the plane passing through blue hydrogen and C3 principal axis. This is the plane. Then we will get this structure. The pink hydrogen will be here and yellow hydrogen will be here. So this will be the structure after operation sigma V dash. Now the second operation is sigma V. So this is the sigma V operation, that is passing through yellow hydrogen and C3 principal axis. Then we will get this structure, that is they will exchange to each other. Now the third operation, sigma V dash. So sigma V dash is the plane passing through blue hydrogen and C3 axis. This is this. Then we will get the exchange of these two. So this is the exchange of C2. This is will exchange, that is the pink hydrogen will be here, yellow hydrogen will be here. And this is the operation when sigma V double dash is there. That is, if we double dash here, plane passing through this and pink hydrogen, then we will get this structure. So the similarity transformation, this similarity transformation shows that sigma V and sigma V double dash are the conjugate to each other. In figure 3, this is the similarity transformation. So this is the first operation, sigma V double dash. So suppose this is the original molecule and sigma V double dash means the plane passing through this pink hydrogen and the C3 axis, then we will get the exchange of these two. Now the second operation, sigma V. This sigma V is carried out here. Sigma V means the plane passing through yellow hydrogen and the C3 axis, then this operation will be there, then they will be exchanged. So this pink will be here and this blue will be here. Now third operation, sigma V double dash. So the plane sigma V double dash means the plane passing through pink hydrogen and C3 axis, then we will get this position. So this is sigma V dash. Sigma V dash means if a plane passing through this blue hydrogen and this, then they will be exchanged. So this will be the sigma V dash. So by applying this similarity transformation, we can say that sigma V and sigma V dash are conjugate to each other. So all the three elements, sigma V dash, sigma V double dash, are the in one class. Significance of classes of a group. In the same class of a group, the operations can be converted to each other by an operation. The operations in the same class are called equivalent operations, and a class of a symmetry group is a group of equivalent operations. This gives a simpler way to express the operation in a group. For example, for operation in the 6th order group, above table shows the new way to express these operations. So ways to express the operations, that is, if E operation is there, it is the E class, it is a separate class. C3 and C32, they belong to the same class, and it is denoted by 2C3. And sigma V dash and sigma V double dash, this belong to the one class, that is 3 sigma V.